14,093. The Era of Turning Points, Youth Demanding Suffrage 2-3.
I said that last year, this year, and next year would be the turning point. So, starting from 2025, it is now 2026. That means we are right in the middle of it. This is the turning point. I said that over these 3 years, up until 2027, massive changes would take place. I mentioned that if our citizens do not stand upright, tremendous things are bound to happen. We are facing all of that right now. But as we face it, are those who are studying Jungbub and trying a little bit getting hit hard. It seems they are getting hit quite a bit without saying much. They are not really getting swept away by the current of this society. Why? Because as we study, we are preparing to live rightly, so we don't get scolded as much. Those who are sick heal their bodies, and we are preparing to live in the future. Once this turning point passes and the world recovers, shouldn't we be prepared to stretch our wings and live very well in the world? That is what we are studying. What kind of study is this? It is receiving education. We already have all the knowledge. Knowledge and education are different. Because we did not receive education when we were supposed to, we do not know how to live. We have all the knowledge. There is no one on earth, globally, or among all humankind who possesses knowledge better than the people of South Korea. South Koreans have equipped themselves with it best. But why were we equipped so well? To do work in the future. But are we doing that work now? No one can. Why? Because when we were supposed to be educated, we were not educated. We have all the knowledge. Right now, knowledge exists in such a way that it started by being put on the internet and shared, and then it goes into AI. Knowledge is shared. Whenever you ask AI, it tells you everything. Even if I don't know, if I go to AI and ask, how many meters is Mount Everest? It tells me everything. What is the temperature when it's cold? It tells me everything. Why learn that again? If you ask about every corner of Africa, it tells you everything. There is nothing more to learn in terms of knowledge. Now is the time to share, so what was prepared globally to be released for sharing is the internet and AI. Then, asking AI for knowledge is correct. If you keep asking regular people, you will become a fool from now on. Suppose you ask a doctorate holder for knowledge and hear the wrong thing, you end up going off track because of those misspoken words. If you asked a doctor for knowledge, they might give you the terms and the fundamentals. You need to take that and input it into AI. By taking AI as a mentor and constantly building on it, this becomes knowledge you acquire just by listening and watching. Going along, we moved off to the side, but we need to know these things as well. Why AI came out, how we should utilize it. We need to know all of this. How we should treat a doctorate holder. We need to know all of this. If we don't know, wandering around for a year or two will lead to such difficult environments. Going wrong for just 1 year in such difficult times as now is a massive thing. Therefore, we must prepare to find the right path and walk it correctly right now. Returning to the topic, right now, our young people and everyone else are holding rallies and coming out to protest what went wrong. And this is just the beginning. For a while, our young people didn't care whether the country was doing wrong or not. It had nothing to do with them. And citizens didn't care either. They just earned their own money, ate well, lived well, and stared in the mirror. They did that for over 10 years. Go to a cafe or a hotel. Hotels have tea houses too. They are high-end tea houses, and when you go there, a cup of tea costs over 20,000 won. Paying over 20,000 won for a cup of coffee, 24,000 won, 27,000 won, they just sit there doing this while drinking tea. Since the hotel background is nice, they pose nicely, take a picture, and sit right there. They've been doing that for over 10 years now. They don't even realize the foundation pillars are rotting. They don't know that the country is rotting away. That's why big events like this are now exploding today. So, how much must the president have wanted to cry? I need to awaken the people. I can't do it alone. I need to run the country together with the citizens. But the citizens are completely clueless and left everything to me alone. Meanwhile, woodborers have risen up, putting knives to my back and biting into me. Yet the citizens who elected the president don't even intervene. When that happens, what occurs? The president gets attacked by the woodborers and pulled down. So, putting him in a place where there are even more woodborers, going as far as to watch that. To speak of that place, prison. What did I do wrong here? This is a time when I must reflect on and discipline myself. When I was given such a position, I sat there without even knowing this, so I suffered. Thus, it is a time for self-study to reflect on what I lacked. Now, with things like this, wood borers and zombies have risen up, coming at us and saying, "You have no sovereignty. We'll handle it, so just follow along. Why do you have so much to say?" But the inner spirit is alive. They are rising up saying, "Let's start over, let's rebuild the country," and charging forward. What they are doing now isn't just saying, "Let's hold a re-election." Now that this has come to light, they are charging forward to fix this first and rebuild the country. We need to create a free Republic of Korea. If we establish liberal democracy properly, it is a system we can boast about to humanity, but since it has been ruined and consumed by wood borers, people are rising up to say, "Let's try once more, let me try again." It's not just about a single election. It doesn't end with simply redoing an improperly handled election. Should the National Election Commission be abolished, or should it stay? It should be abolished. Now the citizens all know, right? Then we vote on this. We vote. Should we abolish the election commission or leave it? How do we vote? Do it in a single day and do a manual count in a single day. Don't do it electronically. That is popular sovereignty. Doing things like that, then ask the citizens again, should we abolish all current members of the National Assembly or leave them? Vote on it. If we do things like that, the citizens will love it right now. When it comes to voting, our population of 50 million has created an environment that is extremely excellent, so that even in the countryside, people follow the rules precisely. Voting should be done in one day, and the votes must be counted all night long by hand. Because such things were left unchecked, wood borers manipulated and rigged things here again and again. After manipulating several elections, this year they had to manipulate heavily, so they did a clumsy job and got caught. That's why calls for a re-election are coming out first. Why? Because it was caught red-handed by the citizens, thinking all citizens will agree to this. People are rising up. This is why our young people are starting to rise up. A re-election must be held. What if it's not held? It's fine even if it's not held. It will keep pushing forward, building up like a mountain. Then the administration will have to step down. There is a limit to public resistance. Once that limit is crossed, even the government has to let go. No matter how much of a thug government it is, that won't work. Saying this, I might get scolded again. Even if I get scolded, since you asked me, I must say what needs to be said. There will be people who agree and people who disagree, but I am explaining it according to the laws of nature. So citizens coming forward to demand a re-election is something we have seen with our own eyes. And believing that things cannot go on like this any longer, everyone is coming out if you ask us. The answer is yes, it must be done, and when that voice comes out, it must be done. Then there must be people who step up to lead the struggle, citizens to support them, and all of these elements must exist. We should demand that holding a re-election be put to a national referendum. Knowing that there may be people opposed to holding a re-election, let's put it to a referendum. Like that, one-day voting, counting on that day, and marching forward, our citizens will gladly take on that effort. We can just make Election Day a temporary public holiday and do it. We must ask the citizens. Why? Because the citizens are the owners. The owners of the Republic of Korea are the citizens. So when serious problems like this arise, asking the citizens through a vote is the absolute best way. Let's ask the citizens' opinion without any rigging by voting on the same day and manually counting on the same day, so there is no manipulation. Doing it that way will work out well. Once we become one like this, the power of the people will then be used. Why? Because the citizens will feel good after setting the country right. Then next time, let's set it right again. Doing so, we set it right again. And next time, let's sweep away the wood borers, and we ask again, should we spray insecticide or should we spray air freshener? We must view the world from a grand perspective. We have all grown, and this growth means that humanity sacrificed this much to grow us. While the Republic of Korea was acquiring all this knowledge, humanity made sacrifices. There is no country or human being that did not sacrifice in one way or another. That is something everyone will understand once it is brought up. Until the Republic of Korea acquired knowledge and built its mass, humanity sacrificed tremendously. Now, the people who have fully grown must do their own work in their respective places. There are people who finished elementary school, right? A person who finished elementary school should act appropriately for an elementary school graduate, and a person who finished high school should do the work expected of a high school graduate. A person who graduated from university should find and do their work from the position of a university graduate. It's like that. Then suppose someone went to graduate school and holds a master's degree. When you find your work as a master and do your job, you shine. What if you went all the way to a doctorate? Then as doctorate holders, what is our work from the position of a doctorate? We should have sought that. Then suppose someone became a company president. What is my job as a president? They should have sought that. Then if someone became president, what is my job in my position as president in this day and age? They should seek such things. Right now, nobody knows that. What kind of work does the president do? He steals and does the section chief's work. If the president does not do the work he is supposed to do, the citizens fall into hardship. If there is a prime minister, he should know what the prime minister's job is and do the prime minister's work. Look how well the cabinet minister positions were created. Because ministers don't do the work they are supposed to do in their positions, every random person becomes a minister now. What does it matter if you sit in that seat, or if you sit in that seat? No matter who is seated as a minister, none of them can find and do their proper work. Yet people complain about seating that person there. What did you do when you were sitting there? It's like this. Then if you go to the position of a National Assembly member, you must do the work of a National Assembly member. But going to the position of a National Assembly member, they only work for the party organization and fail to find the work a National Assembly member should do. Furthermore, if it is a religious organization, since it was raised by the power of the citizens and the sacrifices of humanity, it is now an era where religious organizations must do the work they are supposed to do. They do nothing, not a single thing. Buddhism, Christianity, Taoism, none of them do any work. They just keep blabbering with their own logic and do nothing at all.